A definite purpose is the cornerstone of all lasting success. Without a clear goal or aim, individuals drift aimlessly, responding to circumstances instead of shaping them. Napoleon Hill emphasized that having a definite chief aim is not merely about setting goals. It is about choosing a central, overriding purpose that gives meaning to every action taken. It becomes the focal point of one's life. Move with, aligning thoughts, desires, and decisions in a single direction. This sense of direction enables individuals to filter out distractions. They move with, remain motivated during setbacks, and attract the people and opportunities necessary to achieve their vision. A definite purpose brings order to the mind, which otherwise tends to be scattered and reactive. When one focuses intently on a singular aim, they move with, the mind begins to act as a magnet, drawing in information, circumstances, and individuals that support the goal's realization. They move with. Those without a definite purpose often find themselves pulled in different directions, pursuing whatever seems urgent or appealing in the moment. As a result, their energy is dissipated, and their achievements remain modest or inconsistent. By contrast, move with those with a definite purpose live deliberately. They begin each day with a sense of mission. Their actions are not random. They are guided by a long-term objective that energizes them and fuels their persistence. This internal clarity translates into external impact. Others notice their confidence, sense of direction, and conviction, making them more likely to support, follow, or invest in them. A powerful aspect of having a definite purpose is how it influences subconscious processes. The human mind, particularly the subconscious, thrives on clarity and repetition. When an individual repeatedly impresses a definite goal upon the subconscious through visualization, affirmations, and emotional intensity, the mind begins to operate in ways that support that goal. It becomes more alert to opportunities, with more creative in problem solving, and more resilient in the face of obstacles. This is not magic they move with. It is the natural result of aligning the mind's resources in a single direction. The subconscious mind, when given a clear instruction they move with, becomes a silent partner in the pursuit of success, working day and night to bring circumstances and ideas into alignment with the stated objective they move with. Moreover, a definite purpose acts as a catalyst for decision-making. Life is filled with choices, and the more ambitious one is, the more options one encounters. Without a clear aim, it becomes difficult to evaluate which path is most beneficial. But when an individual knows exactly what they are working toward, decisions become simpler. Each option is evaluated not on its own appeal they move with, but based on whether it moves one closer to or farther from the goal. This clarity prevents indecision, one of the greatest enemies of progress they move with, and it reduces anxiety by removing ambiguity. People with a definite purpose do not need to be perfect or always right they move with. They simply need to be consistent in their direction and willing to adjust their methods as needed they move with. The development of a definite purpose also strengthens self-confidence they move with. Confidence is not something one is born with. It is built through the consistent pursuit of meaningful goals they move with. As individuals begin to take steps toward a purpose they have defined, even small successes reinforce their belief in their ability to achieve. This feedback loop of action and reward builds momentum. Hill often emphasized that success is attracted, not pursued, and people are naturally drawn to those who radiate confidence. When a person moves with conviction, others assume they know where they're going. This perception of certainty opens doors and invites collaboration, mentorship, and opportunity they move with. A crucial distinction Hill made is that a definite purpose must be backed by desire they move with. It is not enough to merely want something in a vague or superficial way. One must be obsessed with achieving it they move with. This obsession, when channeled positively, becomes a driving force that propels an individual beyond ordinary effort. It sustains motivation during periods of difficulty, when most others would quit. Desire fuels creativity, helping individuals find solutions that others overlook. It encourages sacrifice, allowing people to forego short-term pleasures for long-term gains. And it brings about emotional intensity, which when combined with repetition, impresses the purpose more deeply on the subconscious mind. Additionally, having a definite purpose fosters personal growth. To achieve something worthwhile, Individuals must often become someone greater than they currently are. The pursuit of a meaningful aim forces the development of new skills, new habits, and often a new identity. In this way, the goal serves as a transformative force. It is not only the end result that matters, but the person one becomes along the way. Each challenge overcome, each failure learned from, and each effort made adds to one's character. They move with competence and capacity for future achievement. Therefore, the journey toward a definite purpose is inherently enriching, regardless of the time it takes or the setbacks encountered. Another powerful aspect is that clarity of purpose helps to inspire and lead others. They move with. Leadership is not about titles or positions, it is about influence. People are drawn to vision and certainty. They move with. When someone knows exactly where they are going and can articulate that vision with passion and clarity, others naturally want to follow. This is why so many great leaders in history, whether in business, politics, or social change, were individuals with a strong, definite purpose. Their purpose gave them the courage to face opposition and the charisma to galvanize others to action. In this way, the benefits of having a definite purpose extend beyond personal success. They create ripples that impact communities, organizations, and even nations. Finally, a definite purpose instills meaning into life. Many people experience a sense of emptiness or dissatisfaction, not because their lives are bad, they move with, but because they lack a compelling reason for their efforts. Work, relationships, they move with, and even leisure can feel hollow when not connected to a deeper purpose. But when every action is tied to a mission one believes in, life becomes richer. Even struggles gain meaning when seen as steps toward a worthy goal. This sense of purpose enhances emotional well-being, reduces stress, and brings a sense of peace that external success alone cannot provide. By cultivating a definite purpose, individuals do not just chase success. They become the type of person success is drawn to. Their clarity, energy, resilience, they move with, and passion create a gravitational force that pulls opportunities toward them and allows them to achieve far more than talent or luck alone could ever deliver. They move with. A positive mental attitude is one of the most powerful assets a person can possess in the pursuit of success. They move with. Napoleon Hill described it as the foundation upon which all other principles of achievement rest. They move with. It is not simply about thinking happy thoughts or ignoring problems. Rather, it is a deep, disciplined mindset that approaches life with confidence, optimism, and constructive energy. It is a decision to respond to circumstances, challenges, and people in a way that reflects hope, resilience, and possibility, regardless of how difficult the situation may be. They move with. The core of a positive mental attitude lies in how a person chooses to interpret and react to events. They move with. Two individuals can experience the exact same situation, such as failure, rejection, they move with, or loss, and come away with entirely different perspectives and results. One may become discouraged and give up. They move with, while the other sees the experience as a lesson and grows stronger. What separates them is not talent or resources, but attitude. A positive thinker sees value in adversity, knowing that every setback carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. They move with. This belief transforms obstacles into stepping stones and enables consistent progress even in the face of difficulties. With cultivating a positive mental attitude is a deliberate practice. It begins with self-awareness and the decision to monitor and direct one's thoughts. They move with. The mind tends to default toward worry, fear, and doubt, especially when faced with uncertainty or risk. They move with. But those who understand the power of attitude take control of their inner dialogue. They move with. They replace self-defeating thoughts with affirmations of strength and purpose. They move with. They reframe problems as opportunities and focus their attention on what can be done rather than what has gone wrong. Over time, they move with. This mental discipline becomes a habit, making optimism a natural part of their character. They move with. One of the reasons a positive mental attitude is so effective is that it shapes behavior. Thoughts influence emotions, and emotions influence actions. When a person believes they can succeed, they are more likely to take initiative, persist through challenges, and attract support from others. They move with. Their energy becomes infectious, encouraging those around them to believe and engage as well. This creates a self-reinforcing cycle. They move with. Positive thoughts lead to positive actions, which lead to positive results, which then reinforce the initial optimism. Conversely, they move with. A negative attitude can quickly spiral into inaction, poor choices, and missed opportunities. They move with. The impact of a positive attitude is not limited to internal experiences. It also affects how others perceive and interact with a person. They move with. In both personal and professional settings, people are naturally drawn to those who exude enthusiasm, hope, and confidence. A positive attitude signals leadership potential and emotional strength. It builds trust, fosters collaboration, move with, and creates a more enjoyable environment for everyone involved. Employers look for individuals who bring good energy to a team. Leaders rally people around a shared vision more effectively when they maintain a hopeful and empowering outlook. Moreover, a positive mental attitude is crucial in times of change or crisis. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks are inevitable. They move with. When goals are delayed or plans fall apart, attitude becomes the deciding factor in how a person responds. Those with a negative mindset tend to focus on blame, complain about circumstances, and become paralyzed by fear. They move with. Those with a positive mental attitude accept the reality of the situation, but they do not let it defeat them. They seek solutions, adapt quickly. They move with, and maintain faith in their eventual success. This resilience is often what separates those who succeed from those who give up too soon. They move with. In Napoleon Hill's philosophy, faith and belief are integral components of a positive mental attitude. They move with. When a person believes in themselves and in the possibility of their goals, they generate a kind of inner certainty that fuels their actions. They move with. This belief is not based on external proof, but on a decision to trust in one's purpose and potential. They move with. It is this unshakable confidence that often attracts favorable outcomes, even when the odds appear to be against them. They move with. Belief acts as a psychological magnet, pulling in resources, people, and ideas that align with one's vision. They move with. It also protects the individual from the corrosive effects of doubt and discouragement. They move with. Maintaining a positive mental attitude does not mean ignoring reality or pretending that everything is always fine. They move with. It means acknowledging difficulties while choosing to focus on solutions instead of problems. They move with. It involves confronting fears and uncertainties head on with the intention of growing through them. They move with. It also includes the willingness to learn from failure without letting it define one's identity or potential. This type of balanced positivity is what gives a person the ability to remain strong, calm, they move with, and productive in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs. Another key aspect of sustaining a positive mental attitude is gratitude. They move with. Gratitude shifts attention away from what is lacking or frustrating and places it on what is working and appreciated. It creates a sense of abundance and possibility that fuels further progress. When individuals regularly acknowledge their blessings, even in difficult times, they cultivate emotional resilience. Gratitude also improves relationships by fostering empathy, humility, and kindness, all qualities that contribute to personal and professional success. They move with. Self-talk plays a critical role in shaping and maintaining a positive mental attitude. They move with. The conversations a person has with themselves throughout the day influence how they feel, act, and relate to others. Negative self-talk, such as, "I can't," "I'm not good enough," or "nothing ever works out for me," creates emotional barriers that block motivation and clarity. In contrast, empowering self-talk reinforces belief, encouraging, "I can handle this," "I'm learning and improving," or "I will find a way." The more consistent and intentional one is about speaking to themselves with encouragement and purpose, the more natural a positive mental attitude becomes. Surroundings also impact attitude. The people, environments they move with, and information a person regularly exposes themselves to either support or sabotage their mindset. They move with. Positive thinkers are intentional about creating an atmosphere that uplifts and energizes them. They choose to associate with people who are supportive, constructive, and ambitious. They limit exposure to negativity, whether it comes from toxic relationships, discouraging media, or pessimistic influences. They seek out books, mentors, and experiences that reinforce their values and vision. They move with. A positive mental attitude also encourages a mindset of continuous improvement. They move with. Those who embrace this way of thinking do not view success as a fixed destination, but as a lifelong process of growth. They are open to feedback, willing to change, and eager to learn. This humility, combined with optimism, makes them more adaptable and innovative. They move with. They view challenges as opportunities to expand their skills and deepen their understanding. They move. This orientation toward growth ensures that they are always moving forward, even when progress is not immediately visible. Ultimately, they move with. A positive mental attitude is a choice to believe in possibility, to act with hope, and to respond to life with courage. It is a mental posture that supports every other effort towards success. While talent, education, and opportunity matter, it is often attitude that determines whether those resources are fully used and maximized. They move with. Hill's emphasis on this principle reflects its universal power, no matter where a person begins in life. They move with. Cultivating a positive mental attitude gives them the strength and clarity to move upward, to persist, and to attract the success they seek. Move with. Surrounding yourself with like-minded people is one of the most transformative choices you can make in your journey towards success. They move with. Napoleon Hill introduced the concept of the mastermind group as a key principle in achieving one's goals, emphasizing that success is rarely a solo endeavor. When individuals with similar values, ambitions, they move with, and goals come together with a shared commitment to growth and progress, they move with. They create a powerful synergy that accelerates individual and collective achievement. This dynamic group becomes more than a support system. It becomes a catalyst for innovation, resilience, and focused action. The people with whom we regularly associate have a profound impact on our mindset, habits, and decisions. Humans are inherently social creatures. The move with them we tend to adapt to the behaviors, beliefs, and emotional states of those around us. If one is constantly surrounded by negative, unmotivated, or fear-driven individuals, that influence gradually affects one's attitude and performance, often without conscious realization. In contrast, they move with. When surrounded by people who are driven, optimistic, and disciplined, a person is uplifted, inspired. They move and challenge to rise to their highest potential. They move with. The environment we create through our relationships can either nurture our goals or slowly sabotage them. They move. Like-minded individuals reinforce a sense of possibility. They share the belief that growth is always achievable and that challenges are temporary. This shared perspective can be incredibly empowering, especially during times of doubt or adversity. They move with. When your immediate circle reflects confidence and determination, it becomes easier to stay committed to your path. They move with. They remind you of your capabilities, help you refocus when you drift, and celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Move with. This emotional reinforcement builds momentum and fosters a sense of belonging that encourages continued effort. They move with. One of the greatest benefits of aligning with like-minded people is access to diverse perspectives grounded in a common vision. Move with. While you may share similar values or goals with others, each member brings unique skills, experiences, and insights to the table. This diversity enhances creativity and problem solving. When individuals come together in a spirit of mutual growth, they challenge each other's thinking, ask better questions, and uncover ideas that might never have surfaced in isolation. They move with. These conversations often spark breakthroughs and generate innovative solutions that propel everyone forward. Accountability is another key advantage of surrounding yourself with people on a similar path. When others are aware of your goals and progress, they move with. And when you are invested in their progress as well, a mutual sense of responsibility develops. They move with. You are more likely to follow through on your commitments because you do not want to let your peers down. This form of positive pressure encourages consistency, discipline, and focus. Over time, they move with. It builds a culture of excellence in which every member is striving for improvement and holding each other to high standards. They move with. Napoleon Hill also emphasized that the mastermind principle creates an invisible force, or collective mind, that is greater than the sum of its parts. They move with. This is not just metaphorical. It reflects the reality of how group energy and collaboration can generate extraordinary outcomes. They move with. When people unite with a definite purpose, their combined intelligence, intuition, and willpower create an environment where ideas flourish. Obstacles are more easily overcome, and progress is accelerated. This shared energy often leads to deeper motivation, renewed clarity. They move with, and a stronger emotional connection to one's goals. Trust and emotional safety are essential in such a group. When like-minded people genuinely support one another, a space is created where vulnerability and honesty are welcomed. Members feel safe sharing fears, failures, and doubts because they know they won't be judged. Instead, they receive encouragement, perspective, and constructive feedback. They move with. This kind of emotional safety is rare and invaluable. It fosters growth not just in achievements, but also in personal development. Move with. When people can be real without fear of criticism, they are more open to learning, change, and self-awareness. They move with. In addition to emotional and psychological benefits, like-minded connections can also open doors to new opportunities. They move with. These relationships often lead to introductions, collaborations, and insights that would be difficult to access otherwise. They move with. People in your network may connect you to mentor investors, clients, or resources that directly support your goals. They may also share knowledge, tools, or strategies that save you time, money, or unnecessary struggle. The social capital built through meaningful. They move with. Aligned relationships is one of the most valuable assets a person can cultivate on the road to success. They move with. It's also important to recognize that surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals does not mean creating an echo chamber where everyone always agrees. They move with. In fact, constructive disagreement within a shared value system can be incredibly productive. When individuals are united in purpose, but unafraid to challenge one another respectfully, the group becomes sharper, more thoughtful, and more effective. The key is mutual respect and the shared intention of helping each other grow. Differing opinions, they move with, when grounded in trust and mutual vision, become a source of strength rather than division. They move with. Choosing the right people to surround yourself with requires intention. It may involve reevaluating current relationships and setting boundaries with those who consistently drain your energy, discourage your ambitions, or promote negativity. It does not mean cutting people out harshly or suddenly. They move with, but it does mean becoming more selective with your time and emotional investment. Seek out individuals who are committed to their growth. They move with, who uplift others, and who live with integrity. Sometimes these connections are found in professional circles, learning communities. They move with, or personal development groups. Other times they may emerge naturally through shared interests or values. They move with. The cultivation of like-minded relationships is not a one-way street. To attract and retain high-quality people in your life, they move with, you must also become someone others want to be around. This involves consistently demonstrating your commitment to growth, your support for others, and your willingness to contribute. Be generous with your knowledge, open with your experiences, and encouraging in your interactions. They move with. People are drawn to authenticity, energy, and purpose. The more you embody those qualities, they move with, the more likely you are to build a strong network of supportive, growth-oriented peers. They move with. Technology today has made it easier than ever to connect with like-minded individuals, even across geographical boundaries. Online communities. They move with. Mastermind groups, forums, webinars, and social platforms can all be tools for building meaningful relationships. The key is to engage with intention, look for depth over quantity, and prioritize quality interactions over superficial networking. Consistent, meaningful communication fosters trust and creates the foundation for long-term collaboration and mutual support. In times of doubt, discouragement, they move, or confusion, the presence of supportive, like-minded individuals can make all the difference. They remind you of your purpose when you forget it. They move with. They encourage you when you're tired. They challenge you when you've become complacent. They celebrate with you when you succeed. They move with. They see your potential, even when you can't. Their belief in you, combined with your belief in them, creates a powerful environment where everyone grows together, each person pulling the others forward in a rising tide of ambition, clarity, and achievement. They move with. Visualizing your success in detail is one of the most transformative practices Napoleon Hill advocates in Think and Grow Rich. They move with. He firmly believed that the human mind responds powerfully to vivid mental imagery, particularly when it is infused with emotion and connected to a clear desire. Visualization is not mere daydreaming. They move with. It is a deliberate and disciplined mental exercise that prepares the mind to accept success as a reality. When you visualize, they move with, you are rehearsing success in your imagination, creating a sensory-rich mental movie where your goals are already accomplished. They move with, and you are experiencing the emotions and rewards of that achievement. Hill recognized that the subconscious mind cannot distinguish between real experiences and vividly imagined ones. So when you mentally rehearse success often enough, they move with, the mind accepts it as your reality and begins guiding your actions in alignment with that belief. Each morning, before the distractions of the day take over, is the ideal time to engage in focused visualization. In those early moments, they move with, your brain is in a more relaxed and receptive state, allowing ideas and imagery to more easily reach the subconscious mind. They move with. When you visualize your success first thing in the morning, you set a powerful tone for the rest of the day. They move with. You create a mental environment where your goals are not distant fantasies but present realities. You see yourself living the life you desire. They move with, engaging in the actions required and enjoying the benefits of having already achieved it. This not only strengthens your motivation but also increases your belief in your ability to make it real. For visualization to be effective, they move with, it must be rich in detail. The more clearly you can picture your goal, the more deeply it will impress itself upon your subconscious. They move with. If your goal is to become a successful author, you wouldn't just see yourself typing on a computer. They move with. You would visualize the cover of your published book, see it displayed in bookstores, imagine yourself signing copies at events. They move with, and feel the excitement of reading positive reviews. You would people thanking you for the value your book brought to their lives. You would feel the pride and gratitude associated with that success. These sensory details are essential because they create emotional engagement, which is what the subconscious responds to most strongly. Emotion plays a critical role in the visualization process. A flat, unfeeling mental image lacks the power to influence behavior. But when you visualize with intense feeling, joy, excitement, gratitude. They move with pride. You send a signal to your subconscious mind that this vision is important. The mind, in turn, begins to filter your daily experiences to support that outcome. You become more alert to opportunities, more resilient in the face of setbacks. They move with, and more committed to daily actions that align with your goal. The emotional tone of your visualization determines its impact. When you feel the success deeply, it becomes embedded in your identity. You no longer simply hope for the result. You begin to expect it. With Hill teaches that this expectation is a cornerstone of success. People who expect to succeed approach life with a different energy. They take bold action, remain optimistic in uncertainty, and bounce back quickly from failures. Visualization strengthens expectation by making the goal feel familiar. The more you mentally experience success, the less foreign it seems. They move with. You begin to act in accordance with the reality you've rehearsed. You carry yourself with more confidence, speak with greater conviction. They move with, and make decisions based on your vision rather than your fears. One of the most powerful applications of visualization is in problem solving and decision making. When you consistently see yourself as successful, they move with, you develop the ability to mentally work through challenges from a place of power rather than panic. Instead of being overwhelmed by obstacles, they move with, you begin to see them as temporary and manageable. You imagine yourself finding solutions, making wise choices, and navigating difficulty with calm and clarity. This mental rehearsal not only reduces anxiety, but also sharpens your problem-solving skills. The subconscious mind, once programmed with a clear vision, becomes a partner in finding ways to make it real. It offers insights, ideas they move with, and intuitions that might otherwise go unnoticed. Repetition is the key to embedding your visualizations. Move with. One session is not enough to transform your beliefs. Visualization must become a habit, a part of your daily routine. They move with. Morning and evening are especially powerful times to practice, as the mind is quieter and more impressionable. With consistent repetition, they move with. The mental image success becomes more vivid and emotionally charged. Over time, it becomes a part of who you are. Move with. You stop identifying with past limitations or failures and begin to see yourself as the person who achieves the goal. They move with. This shift in identity is one of the most important outcomes of visualization. You do not just pursue success. You become someone who expects and creates it. They move with. It's also important to remember that visualization works best when connected to action. Mental imagery prepares the mind, but consistent action makes the vision real. Visualization creates clarity, focus, and emotional drive. They move with, but it must be followed by daily steps toward the goal. When you combine mental rehearsal with real-world effort, they move with. You align your internal world with your external actions. This alignment creates momentum. Your efforts become more focused. They move with. And your energy becomes more sustained because you're no longer questioning whether success is possible. You've already seen it, felt it, they move with, and claimed it in your mind. Hill's approach to visualization also encourages flexibility. They move with. He understood that the path to a goal may not always unfold exactly as imagined. They move with. That's why the practice of visualization should be focused on the result, not rigid steps. They move with. By visualizing the outcome with strong emotion and clear intention, you allow the subconscious mind and universal forces to guide the process creatively. Sometimes new paths or unexpected opportunities appear. They move with. And because your mind is already attuned to the goal, you recognize and act on them. They move with. This flexibility makes your pursuit of success more adaptable and resilient. They move with. The environment in which you visualize can also influence its effectiveness. A quiet space, free of distraction, allows for deeper concentration and emotional connection. Some people find it helpful to use background music, images, or even physical vision boards to enhance the sensory experience. Others may prefer guided visualization recordings. They move with. The method is less important than the emotional and mental clarity you bring to the practice. They move with. What matters is that you are fully present in the experience, that you engage your imagination. They move with, and that you allow yourself to believe in the reality of what you are seeing. Belief is built gradually through this process. They move with. Even if you begin your visualization practice with doubt or hesitation, repeated experience can create conviction. They move with. Hill acknowledges that belief often follows practice. You may not believe in your success at first, but if you visualize it daily, with as much emotion as you can summon, the image will eventually feel real. This belief is what transforms potential into progress. They move with it is what sustains you through challenges and keeps your goal alive, even when circumstances seem to contradict it. Visualization, move with, when practiced daily and intentionally, becomes a tool for inner transformation. It bridges the gap between where you are and where you want to be, allowing you to live in the reality of your dreams before they manifest physically. It reconditions your mind, strengthens your faith, they move with, and directs your energy. You begin to move through the world not as someone chasing success, but as someone already aligned with it. This mental alignment draws the necessary people, resources, and circumstances into your life to help bring your vision into physical form.